हो. हॅलो, गुड आफ्टरनून. सगळ्यांना या बार्टीच्या सत्रामध्ये सगळ्यांचे स्वागत आहे. आपण यापूर्वी पण लास्ट लेक्चरमध्ये बघितलं आहे की लास्ट जो युनिट आहे आपला युनिट नंबर 10 हायर एज्युकेशन सिस्टीम. तर त्या आपण हायर एज्युकेशन सिस्टीम मध्ये वेगवेगळे पैलू बघितले की हायर एज्युकेशन सिस्टीम आपल्याला का बरं इम्पॉर्टंट आहे आणि हायर एज्युकेशन सिस्टीम मुळे आपण कशा पद्धतीचे चेंजेस आपल्याला हायर एज्युकेशन सिस्टीम मध्ये अपेक्षित सुद्धा आहे. जसं आपण आता बघतोय की आपण शेवटी आपण बघितलं होतं, चर्चा केलीत की नॅशनल एज्युकेशन पॉलिसी का बरं इम्प्लिमेंट होत आहे. तर आपण बघतोय की एज्युकेशनचा सिनॅरिओ कशा पद्धतीने बदलतो आहे आणि या बदलत्या एज्युकेशनच्या सिनॅरिओ मध्ये किंवा शिक्षणाच्या आपल्या शिक्षणाची भूमिका ही फार महत्वाची असते. तर ती कुठल्या पद्धतीचं एज्युकेशन असायला पाहिजे किंवा आपण ज्याला म्हणतो होलिस्टिक डेव्हलपमेंट, तर होलिस्टिक डेव्हलपमेंटच्या संदर्भाने आपण कशा पद्धतीची शैक्षणिक व्यवस्था आपल्या देशामध्ये असायला पाहिजे या सगळ्यांचा विचार करून आपण बघतोय की न्यू नॅशनल एज्युकेशन पॉलिसी 2020 येत आहेत. तर त्यापूर्वी आपण या सगळ्या बाबींविषयी चर्चा करण्याच्या पूर्वी मागच्या सत्रामध्ये काय झाले ते आपण बघूया. तर आपल्याला हा जो सिलेबस आहे तर युनिट नंबर 10 साठी तर सगळ्यात पहिला आहे की इन्स्टिट्यूशन्स ऑफ हायर लर्निंग अँड एज्युकेशन इन एन्शियंट इंडिया, ज्यामध्ये आपण मागच्या सत्रामध्ये बघितलंय की द तक्षशिला युनिव्हर्सिटी किंवा नालंदा युनिव्हर्सिटी, ज्याला आपण नालंदा विद्यापीठ म्हणतोय किंवा तक्षशिला विद्यापीठ होते, तर या सगळ्यांचा काय रोल होता किंवा त्यांच्यामध्ये जसं आपण भारत विश्वगुरु आहेत किंवा जे काही आहे, तर आपण त्या सगळ्या विद्यापीठांनी कशा पद्धतीने रोल प्ले केला ते आपण सगळं बघितलं आहे. त्यानंतर ते किती रिच होते, रिच इन टर्म्स ऑफ देअर एज्युकेशन सिस्टीम किंवा वेगवेगळ्या त्यांच्या ज्या परंपरा होत्या त्या पण आपण बघितल्या. तर आता आपण आज पुन्हा थोडं एक ब्रशअप करूया की जस्ट रिवाइज करूया अँड देन वी कॅन प्रोसीड टू द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक. त्यानंतर आपण मागच्या सत्रामध्ये हे पण बघितलंय की इव्होल्युशन ऑफ हायर लर्निंग अँड रिसर्च इन पोस्ट इंडिपेंडन्स इंडिया. तर आपण पोस्ट इंडिपेंडन्स 1947 नंतर आपल्या भारतामध्ये कशा पद्धतीचे बदल आले. जसं आपल्याला माहिती आहे की आपल्याकडे जी मॅकॅलेज एज्युकेशन सिस्टीम होती तर त्यामध्ये पण जसं कोठारी कमिशन होतंय किंवा एक 1984 ला पण एज्युकेशन पॉलिसी आली होती. तर या सगळ्या एज्युकेशन पॉलिसीमुळे आपल्याकडे कशा पद्धतीचा बदल घडून आला तर ते पण आपण थोडं बघितलंय आणि आज पण आपण पुन्हा बघण्याचा प्रयत्न करूया. त्यानंतर आपण बघितलंय की ओरिएंटल, आता आपण आजच्या सत्रामध्ये मुख्यत्वे फोकस करूया की ओरिएंटल, आजचा जो आपला टॉपिक आहे की ओरिएंटल कन्व्हेन्शनल अँड नॉन कन्व्हेन्शनल लर्निंग प्रोग्राम्स इन इंडिया. तर आपल्याला माहिती आहे की कन्व्हेन्शनल म्हणजे ज्या काही आपल्याकडे विद्यापीठ आहे, स्टेट असो किंवा सेंट्रल युनिव्हर्सिटीज आहे किंवा स्टेट युनिव्हर्सिटीज आहे किंवा डीम टू बी युनिव्हर्सिटीज आहे. आणि आता जस्ट फॉरेन युनिव्हर्सिटीजचा कन्सेप्ट आता रिसेंटली गव्हर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इज गोइंग टू लॉन्च. रिसेंटली बघितलं असेल आपण की युजीसीनी नोटिफिकेशन लॉन्च केलं आहे. पण आता तरी सध्याच्या स्थितीमध्ये आपल्याकडे स्टेट युनिव्हर्सिटीज किंवा सेंट्रल युनिव्हर्सिटीज किंवा डीम युनिव्हर्सिटीज अशाच पद्धतीचे युनिव्हर्सिटीज आहे किंवा जे काही नॅशनल इन्स्टिट्यूशन्स आहे, नॅशनल इन्स्टिट्यूशन्स ऑफ रेप्यूट लाईक IIM किंवा NITs आहे, IITs आहे, दे हॅव द पॉवर ऑफ ग्रँटिंग द डिग्री. So that institutions also can be considered as a degree granting institutions, म्हणजे त्यांनाच तो अधिकार आहे ॲज लाईक अ युनिव्हर्सिटी. तर अशा पद्धतीचा जो काही आपल्याकडे कन्व्हेन्शनल प्रकार आहे किंवा नॉन कन्व्हेन्शनल मध्ये आपण बघतोय की ओपन युनिव्हर्सिटीज आहे, इंदिरा गांधी नॅशनल ओपन युनिव्हर्सिटी किंवा YCMOU. तर अशा पद्धतीचे वेगवेगळे विद्यापीठ आहे, तर त्यांचा सुद्धा काय रोल असतो ते पण आपण एक डिटेलमध्ये बघण्याचा प्रयत्न करूया. त्या व्यतिरिक्त नेक्स्ट टॉपिक जो आहे आपल्याकडे प्रोफेशनल, टेक्निकल आणि स्किल बेस्ड एज्युकेशन. तर आपल्याला माहिती आहे की प्रोफेशनल एज्युकेशनमध्ये कुठल्या एज्युकेशनचं आपण इन्क्लूड करतोय. तर आपल्याला माहिती आहे आपल्याकडे एक नॉन प्रोफेशनल आणि ट्रॅडिशनल अशा पद्धतीचे एज्युकेशन असतात. तर ट्रॅडिशनल एज्युकेशन म्हटलं तर आपल्याकडे काय येतं की आपण ज्या संदर्भामध्ये आपण बघतोय की BSc, BA, BCom यासारखे जे एज्युकेशन आपल्याकडे जे रुटीन आहे, जे 3 वर्षाची जी डिग्रीचा जो प्रोग्राम होता त्याला आपण म्हणतो ट्रॅडिशनल एज्युकेशन. बट अदर दॅन दॅट प्रोफेशनल एज्युकेशन म्हणजे काय, तर इंजिनिअरिंग ग्रॅज्युएशन्स आहे किंवा आर्किटेक्चर ग्रॅज्युएशन आहे किंवा मेडिकल सायन्स आहे किंवा फार्मास्युटिकल सायन्स आहे. तर या सगळ्या जे काही एज्युकेशन्स आहे अदर दॅन ट्रॅडिशनल दॅट कम्स अंडर द प्रोफेशनल एज्युकेशन. किंवा MBA प्रोग्राम आहे, MBA, BBA, MCA, BCA, तर दॅट कम्स अंडर द प्रोफेशनल एज्युकेशन. आणि टेक्निकल आपल्याला माहिती आहे की आपल्याकडे पॉलिटेक्निक्स आहे, इंजिनिअरिंग आहे, तर दॅट कम्स अंडर द टेक्निकल एज्युकेशन. And again, there is some courses which is related to the skill-based education that imparts the skill. तर आपण त्या स्किलमध्ये आपण बघतोय की कम्प्युटर हार्डवेअर, कम्प्युटर सॉफ्टवेअर स्किल किंवा नेटवर्किंग असेल किंवा आता आपल्याला माहिती आहे की रोबोटिक्स आहे. तर अशा पद्धतीच्या वेगवेगळ्या स्किल बेस्ड एज्युकेशन सुद्धा आपल्याकडे आहे. तर दॅट कॅन बी इम्पार्टेड थ्रू सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस ऑर द डिप्लोमा कोर्सेस अँड दॅट हॅव सम व्हॅल्यूज वेन यू आर एंटरिंग इन टू एनी ऑफ द जॉब मार्केट. तर अशा पद्धतीचे पण हे जर समजा कुठलं विद्यापीठ किंवा कुठलं रिकॉग्नाइज राहतील, जसं आपल्याला MSCIT सगळ्यांना माहिती आहे ना, तर कम्प्युटर आणि इन्फॉर्मेशन टेक्नॉलॉजी मधील कोर्स. तर दॅट इज व्हॉट द कोर्स विच इज रिलेटेड टू द स्किल बेस. किंवा आपल्याला माहिती आहे की वेगवेगळे काउन्सिल्स बनवले आहे गव्हर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडियाने, व्होकेशनल काउन्सिल किंवा स्किल काउन्सिल्स, त्यांच्या अंडर सुद्धा जे काही कोर्सेस असतात तर दॅट कम्स अंडर द स्किल बेस्ड एज्युकेशन. आता या सगळ्यांच्या सोबतच आपल्याला माहिती आहे की व्हॅल्यू एज्युकेशन आणि एन्व्हायरमेंटल एज्युकेशनची फार महत्वाची भूमिका आहे. आता आपण जसं नेहमी बोललं जातो की आपण ज्याला म्हणतो ना KSA आणि आपण त्यासोबत कधी लावतात की काही जण त्याला म्हणतात की जसं व्हॅल्यूज म्हणजे नॉलेज, स्किल, ॲटिट्यूड आणि व्हॅल्यूज. सो दीज आर द 4 इंटिग्रल एलिमेंट ऑफ एव्हरी पर्सन्स लाईफ है ना. म्हणजे टू हॅव द ब्रेड अँड बटर और टू हॅव द गुड काइंड ऑफ द लाईफ, म्हणजे त्याला नॉलेज पाहिजे आहे. के म्हणजे नॉलेज, S म्हणजे स्किल, A म्हणजे ॲटिट्यूड टुवर्ड्स डुईंग एनी ऑफ द वर्क. आणि मग आपल्याला हे सगळ्या गोष्टी जर असेल, नॉलेज आहे, स्किल आहे, ॲटिट्यूड पण आहे, पण जर तुमच्याकडे व्हॅल्यू सिस्टीम नसेल तर देन यू कॅनॉट बी सस्टेन फॉर लॉंग टाइम. अँड दॅट इज वाय व्हॅल्यूज आर ऑलवेज इम्पॉर्टंट. Along with these values, somewhere we can see the again H is there. H is nothing but the habit. So habit also matters a lot, but again beyond the habit, the word can be considered as a value, and that is why value education is always there, and again it is also the part of any of the education system. त्यानंतर आपल्याला माहिती आहे की पॉलिसीज, गव्हर्नन्स आणि ॲडमिनिस्ट्रेशन्स. तर जसं गव्हर्नमेंट आहे तर ते वेगवेगळ्या पॉलिसीज बनवतात इम्प्लिमेंट करताना. आता जसं आपल्याला माहिती आहे की आता जे रिसेंटली सगळ्यांनाच माहिती आहे की नॅशनल एज्युकेशन पॉलिसी. तो जर समजा पॉलिसीज नसेल तर म्हणजे पॉलिसीज म्हणजे काय, आपल्याकडे एक डॉक्युमेंट आहे की दॅट डॉक्युमेंट हॅज टू बी फॉलोड बाय एव्हरीवन अँड दॅट इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट डॉक्युमेंट टू इस्टॅब्लिश और टू रन एनी ऑफ द सिस्टीम. And that is what we call as the policies, which may be related to the like fiscal policies you may be knowing, that is related with the finance, or the monetary policy which is just always lead or the governed by the RBI. तर अशाच पद्धतीने जसं एज्युकेशन पॉलिसी आहे किंवा नॅशनल एज्युकेशन पॉलिसी आहे, the policies is there, then the governance is there. So only policy is not sufficient, but how to govern that policies, how to run the programs under the policies, that is also matter. तर त्या पद्धतीने पॉलिसीज आहे, त्यानंतर गव्हर्नन्स आहे, आणि देन अगेन देर इज अ रोल ऑफ ॲडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. सो ॲडमिनिस्ट्रेशन इज ऑल्सो मॅटर्स अ लॉट. सो हाऊ डू वी गो हेड फॉर द ॲडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, आणि इफ वी कंबाईन these all things then definitely we can have the better education system. So this is what the syllabus prescribed by the UGC NET and SET for chapter number 10. And that chapter number 10 is like the heading is higher education system. So let us proceed what we learn in last session also, and what we are going to do in today's session. So already we have seen the meaning of education from the ancient India perspectives. So what they were expected or what they were just trying to taught. म्हणजे काय शिकवण्याचा प्रयत्न करायचे किंवा कुठल्या व्हॅल्यूज किंवा कुठल्या स्किल्स किंवा नॉलेज इम्बाईब करण्याचा प्रयत्न एन्शियंट इंडियापासून होत आहेत. तर त्या सगळ्या गोष्टी आपण मागच्या पण सेशनमध्ये बघितल्या की एन्शियंट इंडियामध्ये आपण आपल्याकडे वेगवेगळे पिरियड आहे की बिफोर द मुघल पिरियड, देन अगेन द अनदर पिरियड वी कॉल्ड the pre-independence period. Then again, earlier to that, we called as a ancient education. So and again, how it comes, how the education system grown up, and then after, after as we know, after means independence, how there was a huge transformation in education system. तर अशा पद्धतीने आपण हे सगळं बघण्याचा प्रयत्न केला आणि आपल्याला माहित आहे की द न्यू एज्युकेशन पॉलिसी 1986 केम इन टू एक्झिस्टन्स after Radhakrishnan Commission. But again, after that, again the RUSA came into existence in 2012. 2012 मध्ये RUSA came into the picture. Then after that, followed by the RUSA, there is now NEP 2020. म्हणजे बऱ्यापैकी 8 वर्षानंतर आता नॅशनल एज्युकेशन पॉलिसी येत आहे, ज्यामुळे आपण बघतोय की फंडिंगच्या पॅटर्न मध्ये किंवा एज्युकेशनच्या पॅटर्न मध्ये कशा पद्धतीने गव्हर्नमेंटच्या लेवलला किंवा प्रत्येक इन्स्टिट्यूशन लेवलला बदल घडून येतो आहे. तर ते आपण बघण्याचा प्रयत्न करूया. आपण मागच्या सेशन मध्ये बघितलं होतं की युनिकनेस ऑफ एन्शियंट एज्युकेशन काय होतं, की त्यांच्याकडे एक बेस्ट क्वालिटी एज्युकेशन होतं. अँड अगेन दे फेल्ड की एज्युकेशन इज रिअली इम्पॉर्टंट. बिकॉज ऑफ दॅट they had a huge library, they had a huge educational infrastructure to provide the good education. And then again they were thinking about the रेसिडेन्शियल एज्युकेशन पॅटर्न. जसं आपण बघतोय की रेसिडेन्शियल एज्युकेशन पॅटर्न असेल तर देन स्टुडंट्स कॅन हॅव मोर टाइम टू गेट इंटरॅक्ट विथ इच अदर. म्हणजे आपण साधं एखादं उदाहरण बघूया की आपण जर समजा एक 1 वीक कुठे ट्रेनिंगला गेलो अँड वी आर स्टेइंग टुगेदर फॉर एंटायर वीक, देन हाऊ डू वी ॲक्लमटाइज विथ इच अदर. आपण प्रत्येक जण एकमेकांशी कसा भेटतो, एकमेकांशी कशा ओळखी किंवा हे सगळ्या गोष्टी करून घेण्याचा प्रयत्न करतो. तर त्या सगळ्या गोष्टींचा फार महत्वाचा रोल असतो. तर दॅट इज व्हॉट द अ थॉट इन एन्शियंट इंडियन एज्युकेशन सिस्टीम, अँड दॅट इज वाय दे थॉट ऑलवेज टू हॅव अ residential education system instead of the education system what we have today. So again, you may be knowing the similar kind of the pattern is there in some of the national institutions where they have most of the students are staying in their hostels or some of their residents, and then again they are trying to gain knowledge 24/7. And that is what the added advantages of the national educational institutions or some of the universities also. As we know, in state university or the central university, they are having the facilities of staying in their hostel, and then students can have the acclimatize with each other, acclimatize with the culture, and again they can gain more knowledge as compared to those who are staying in their home basically. And the same system was followed in ancient education system. And again we have seen the different educational institutions, and most of the educational institutions were like a gurukulas. So that is what we have seen in previous lecture. And some of the universities like Takshashila, Nalanda, Vallabhi, so these were considered as the most important educational institutions in ancient India. Then again the Vikramshila, Ujjain, Banaras, Salgi, then these are again some of the institutions can be considered as the most important. And again, followed by this particular topic, we have seen the strength of higher education system. Then we have seen some of the weaknesses and how do we contribute for the growth of higher education. That also we have seen in previous lecture. Then in that case, we have seen the how the things are matter to develop the educational institutions or the educational system. So this is what just the recap of the previous lecture, and now let us proceed to today's lecture. Now let me move to the upcoming slides, so where we can move ahead. Yeah. So in today's lecture, we are just trying to focus on this particular topic, like a oriental, conventional, and non-conventional learning programs in India. So we'll try to see most of the parameters or most of the educational institutions which comes under this particular topic. So, but again, before going to proceed to this particular topic, let us see some MCQs. Okay, I wanted to share a lot of MCQs with you because we can fetch the target how questions would be there. पण तुम्हाला जर थोडं MCQs किंवा या सगळ्या गोष्टींविषयी जर थोडं माहिती करून घ्यायचं असेल तर तुम्ही थोडे जस्ट ओल्ड क्वेश्चन पेपर्स दिलेले आहे नेटच्या वेबसाईटवरती आहे किंवा सेटच्या पण वेबसाईटवरती आहे तर त्यांना तुम्ही फॉलो करू शकता. So you can follow these questions and definitely you will get more insight about this. So let us see the first question. मी थांबतो पण इव्हन जर तुम्ही उत्तर देऊ शकता चॅट बॉक्स मध्ये की which one of the following is not considered a part of technical education in India. So let us see the options over here and then again with the options you can proceed. So can anyone tell? Yeah, you can write in a chat box. Yeah, part of technical education. Yes. So simple question is there, which one of the following is not considered a part of technical education in India? And मी मागे पण तुम्हाला सांगितलं की नॉट, कॅन नॉट, मे नॉट. सो तर या वर्ड वरती फोकस करायचा. आता आपल्या इथे नॉट पाहिजे आहे. तो ॲज वी नो द मेडिकल, मॅनेजमेंट, फार्मास्युटिकल, एअरोनॉटिकल. So everyone knows this aeronautical comes under the engineering trend. Yes. So yeah, aeronautical comes under the like a technical means like engineering stream. Pharmaceutical education comes under the pharmaceutical council, but that also comes under the technical education because that runs by the AICTE. And again, management also runs by the AICTE, All India Council for Technical Education. And only medical is the education which is governed by the MCI, Medical Council of India. So because of this, the right answer is the medical. So you can correct your answer. So right answer is A. So A is the right answer because A doesn't comes under the AICTE. So how do you have to categorize here? So based on the umbrella basically. As you know, there is a UGC, there is a AICTE, there is a MCI. So you can see that this medical doesn't comes under the AICTE, but the rest of the three are comes under the AICTE, All India Council for Technical Education. And because of this, answer is A. So here you must focus on AICTE. So that is what the clue for you. Next question is here. Which of the following is a central university? Now can you tell me Mumbai University, Calcutta University, Delhi University and Madras University? So which of the following is central university? Yes, please, I am waiting for answer. Okay. So I got some responses as C. Again, any response? So yes, very good. Again, I got the C as a response. That's true because Mumbai University is state university which comes under the state of Maharashtra, even though Calcutta University is state university which comes under the state of West Bengal. But the Delhi University is like it's a central university. It's not a state university. Again, Madras University is the state university. So here you can categorize on the basis of the state and the central universities, and which you can remember also. Next question is here. Identify the main principle on which the parliamentary system operates. तर आपण नेक्स्ट उद्याच्या क्लासमध्ये आहे ना पार्लमेंटरी सिस्टीम जसं मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं एज्युकेशन कम्स अंडर विच लिस्ट लाईक अ स्टेट लिस्ट सेंट्रल लिस्ट ऑर द कॉन्करंट लिस्ट. So education is the part of state as well as the center. Center. So because of that, which comes under the concurrent list like that. So identify the main principle on which the parliamentary system operates. So responsibility of executive to legislature, supremacy of parliament, supremacy of judiciary, theory of separation of power. So let us have the answer. So and these are the questions I have taken from the previous year question papers. So please look into that. This type of the questions must be appear in your examination. Principle on which the parliamentary system operates. Yes, so the right answer is the A, responsibility of executive to legislature. So the right answer is A. Next question is the reservation of seats for women in the Panchayat Raj institution is 30% of the total seats, 33% of the total seats, 33% of the total population in proportion to their population. So the right answer for this is yes, in Panchayat Raj institutions. Answer some in proportion to their population. No, it's wrong answer. Yeah, B is the right answer. 33% of the total seats. Okay, so this is what the right answer. Okay, now let us focus to this. Yes, I got the responses. Thank you. Now let us focus on some of the topic like evolution of higher learning and research in post-independence India. So like higher education in India, 12th 5-year plan 2012 to 2017 and beyond. So let us see how the 5-year plan goes, and again with this how the education system got revamped. So that also we have seen in previous class. So now let us focus on some other topic. So these also we have seen these all slides in previous class. Now let us see some of the government bills. So you will again here you can see the Higher Education and Research Bill 2011. So according to this bill, the aim to consolidate multiple regulations and improve transparency by the creation of a single super regulator, the National Commission for Higher Education and Research, in the place of existing regulators such as the UGC and AICTE. So again, around 2011, there was a discussion among the academician as the UGC and AICTE just the government thought to merge together. But again, that was not executed. And again, still as we know, UGC is functioning differently and the AICTE functioning their own as per the Act of AICTE. So, but again, according to this bill, they had some key features specifying norms and standards and requirements for the academic quality. So that is what their prime role. Then again, authorizing institutions to confer awards. So like that because of this, so many institutions like IIMs and again NITs got power to confer the degree. Then again, advising central or the state governments. Then again, expected outcome like from that is simplification of regulatory environment and enablement of the stability of policy. Then promotion of autonomy and innovation in higher education. So that was the major aim for this particular higher education research bill 2011. So you must remember there may be some MCQs based on that. Then again, again another bill was passed by the government, like the National Academic Depository Bill 2011. The bill seeks to establish a national database of academic awards in electronic format through an identified and registered depository. So, as you may be knowing, as per national education policy, there must be the academic bank of credit where you can see your credits and some documents also. But again, digital log, DigiLocker, with the DigiLocker, as you may be knowing, you may be getting your certificates. So again, the key features for this was mandatory for every academic institutions to launch academic awards with the depository. Then academic institutions, students and employers to have online access to national database. तर सगळ्यांनाच माहित आहे जी काही डिजिटल लॉकर आहे डिजिलॉकर that can be accessed by anybody. Then again, the expected outcome of that was like would ensure confidentiality, authenticity, online verification, and easy retrieval of the information. So that was the major aim of this particular bill. Now, another we can see here the policies, governance, and administration. So why these three pillars are important in every government basically. So here you can see with the help of that we can get the excellence, we can get the equity, and we can get the expansion. So to achieve these all things, we required some policies, we required the good governance, and we required the good administration. If these all things or these three things go hand in hand, then definitely we can expect a very effective and effective education system. So the guiding principles, you can see here the emphasis on the quality, diversification of education opportunity, and institutional autonomy. So that can be achieved with the help of what? So number one, you can see here excellence. So like shift from like input centric to the learner centric education. So as you may be knowing, our education system is mostly relied on input centric education system, not to learner centric. आपल्याकडे एक सेट ऑफ इन्स्ट्रक्शन असतो दॅट टीचर जस्ट डिलिव्हर्ड दॅट सेट ऑफ इन्स्ट्रक्शन, स्टुडंट्स आर गोइंग टू परफॉर्म इट, but it is not decided by the student what they want to learn. And now as per the NEP 2020, the that must be shifted from input centric to the learner centric. Then promotion of innovation and research by creating synergy between teaching and research. So that is what again proposed in NEP 2020. So there must be synergy in between the teaching and research, because both goes in hand. If it is not possible, then what will happen? So by and large, the means the students which must be coming from the educational institutions, they do not have the research acumen, or those who are coming from the research institution, they do not have the teaching acumen, and both are required for the improvement of education system. So that is also one of the most important framework. Then again, development of faculty. So faculty development is most important. We are so fortunate that Maharashtra government has created one academy. They call it as MSFDA, Maharashtra State Faculty Development Academy, and now they are just trying to develop the faculty members who can cope up with the today's challenges. Then again, movement towards the internationalization. As we know, we are just trying to fetch the standard of our education system at par with the international education system. Then again, creation of alliances and networks between academic and research institutions and industry, ज्याला आपण memorandum of understanding म्हणतो, MOUs. So now every education institution is trying to trying to have the MOUs with research institutions or the research laboratories or the industries, so that student can get more opportunity. म्हणजे आपल्या विद्यार्थ्यांना जास्तीत जास्त संधी मिळतील, आणि त्यांना काय रिक्वायरमेंट आहे इंडस्ट्रीच्या, काय रिक्वायरमेंट आहे रिसर्च इन्स्टिट्यूशन्सच्या, त्या जर आधीच माहिती असेल तर देन दे कॅन प्रिपेअर देमसेल्स टुवर्ड्स दिस ऑल एरियाज. देन अगेन इकडे आपण बघू शकतो की यूज ऑफ इन्फॉर्मेशन अँड कम्युनिकेशन टेक्नॉलॉजी, दॅट इज रिअली इम्पॉर्टंट इन टुडेज वर्ल्ड. विदाउट दॅट वी कॅनॉट इमॅजिन एनिथिंग. Then again, here you can see institutional differentiation by creation or the multidisciplinary research universities. आपण आपल्याकडे बघतो की देर इज अ वॉटर टाईट कंपार्टमेंट. So everyone is thinking to have means they are always saying कि I am doing research in physics. Someone saying I am doing research in chemistry. Someone saying I am doing research in life sciences. Someone saying I am doing research in social sciences. But can we integrate most of the fields together? जसं मी तुम्हाला एखादं साधं एक्झाम्पल सांगतोय की देर इज वन ब्रांच ऑफ द इकॉनॉमिक्स वी कॉल्ड as econophysics. Econophysics, where people from economics and people from the physics can study for solving the economical problem by using the laws of physics. How beautiful branch is there? Then how do you say that economics is different from the physics? So that is why interdisciplinary research must be there, must be inculcated in a university system. Then like a teaching institutions, vocational institutions, and so this is what really required. Then scaling up of the capacity in existing institutions rather than adding new institutions. Yes, that is also promoted as per the expansion plan. So instead of adding new institutions, we have to add the number of students into the single institutions. And that is why again as per NEP they have proposed in every district there must be one university. So instead of having number of colleges, there must be one university. Under that university, number of students may get the education. Like more than 10,000 students can learn under a single roof. That is what proposed as per the NEP. Then again, revamping and integration or schemes targeted at underserved areas and the vulnerable and deprived communities. So to maintain the equity, we have to work for the underprivileged or the underdeveloped communities also, so that equity can be maintained throughout the country. Then again, if we talk about governance, so enhancement of the constitutional autonomy and the transparency, that is what government trying to maintain. Then again, coordination of the regulatory reforms. Then financing increase public and private funding. So triple P you may be knowing public private partnership, and through which the funding may be raised for the improvement of education system. So again linking of funding with the outcomes. So funding will be again linked with the outcomes. If the education is related to the outcome based, then definitely the people from the industry may pump their money in an education system. Otherwise, again it would be difficult. Then again, implementation and monitoring. So enhance coordination across the ministries and agencies. So that is the part of government, and the greater flexibility provided for implementing agencies. So this is what proposed, or this is what comes under the policies, governance, and administration. Now again here we can see infrastructure and technology. So government is planning to have establishment universities. So where you can see here, establish meta university framework to promote inter-institutional collaboration and designing of the innovative interdisciplinary programs. You may be knowing the concept of cluster university, or the cluster like that is just going to form under NEP 2020. And this framework would encourage the use of massively open online courses and access to content, teaching, and research support for all the members of a network. So this may be the modus operandi through which that cluster may operate with each other. Then strengthening national mission on use of ICT. So the component of this mission in the 12th plan include, because that comes from the 12th plan from 2012 to 17. So as per this particular plan, government has launched lot of initiatives under the NMEICT, National Mission on Education through Information and Communication Technology. Again, through which they have launched the TICWI program. So Technical Education Quality Improvement Program, and it has number of phases like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and through which they were trying to modernize, they called it MODROP, modernization of the laboratories at the technical institutions, and that was launched by the AICTE. So that is what the like some programs launched by the government. So and they made some policies to enhance the education, or to improve the education system. Then again, in terms of faculty, so overcoming faculty shortages, so it's really difficult, and very sensitive matter for everyone. So everybody is talking, but they are not doing anything like that. That is what the concept of the faculty recruitment in any of the institutions. So I'm not speaking a lot about it. So undertaking a faculty training and the development, that already I told you. So Maharashtra government has taken a lead, even though there are certain academic staff colleges now we call it HRDC, Human Resource Development Center, and they are also working for the betterment of the faculty members. So then again, some of the TLCs is there, teaching learning centers, that also promote the training and all like that. And then another parameter is like infrastructure and technology. So shifting from annual to semester examination system, that already we know. So how we shifted from the CBS to CBCS, then from annual to semester system, then promoting holistic undergraduate programs. So it includes some parameter of the research, some parameters of the hands-on training, some parameters for the leadership, education, community service, creative thinking, education on acquiring and all like that. Then again, creative active learning environment. So that is also required. So through which we can achieve what we wanted to achieve through the education. So this is also the part of the policies, governance and administration. Then again, another part of these policies, governance and administration, that is the accreditation. And you may be knowing there are different types of the accreditations. So initially, most of the accreditation process in India followed from the Washington Accord. So you can read for detail if you want, if you wish, Washington Accord. Then now from that, like a NAC comes into the existence. That is National Accreditation and Assessment Council. You may be knowing that the headquarters of the NAC is at Bangalore. Then NBA is their National Board of Accreditation. So NBA is mostly work for the technical institutions, but NAC is working for the like accreditation of the entire institutions for the traditional as well as the technical as well as the traditional and the professional education institutions. So this is what the modus operandi of accreditation adopted in our country. So if you are just thinking about the school accreditation, then there is a NABET. So NABET helping schools to get accredited, and again they are just accreditation awarding agency, you can consider. Then internationalization of the higher education. So now we are just discussing as per NEP how there must be internationalization of higher education. How the students from different countries can come into the India, and then they can have the good quality education system. So this is what just we have seen some of the things about accreditation. Then again, here we can see again leverage levers of the quality in higher education. How do we maintain it? So simply we know the merit-based student financing. So fellowship is there, but again, if it is based on their merit, then everyone will get benefited out of it instead of special community. Then again, in internationalization of education. So we are discussing how foreign university can come into our country, and how do we go to the some foreign countries to establish our educational institutions. Then again, enabling research environment. As we know, as I told you, how to inculcate research environment at the college level, at the university level, it is up to us. Then again, high quality faculty, that is really required in any of the educational institutions. So empowered technology for education delivery. So as you may be knowing, so during pandemic also, if we don't have the technology, then we could not have done anything like that, because that was the time where there was a huge requirement of the technology. Even though in today's context, as we know the how IT is growing, so with this growing IT, so there is again requirement of the technology for education delivery. Then again, employability, so that you may be knowing, if you are doing good, then you must get the good job. If you are not doing good, then you must have to stop at a very mediocre kind of the job, like a dabbewala and all like that. So friends, that is why employability is a serious concern, and that has to be maintained by the students. Now let us focus on like a value education. So it is really important slide. And again, there must be one question from this particular slide. So feel more theoretical, but we need to understand what exactly the meaning of value education. So value education is a process or function of education that helps in the development of an individual personality of humans. So it's a process by which people give moral values to each other. So that is what the typical definition of the value education. Then in detail, expansion of value education, we can say that value education of all such actions by means of which people develop the attitude, abilities, and other forms of behavior of the positive values in the society in which they live. So again, people see the value education in terms of Socratic dialogue, a formal method by which a small group of people guided by a facilitator that needs uh, to success. Value education can be divided into two different categories. One is explicit value education, दूसरा second one is implicit value education. So explicit value education directly related to our teaching system when it comes to value questions, like how the teacher or educators use different pedagogies, methods or programs to create smooth learning experience for the aspirants. The implicit value education covers that of educational experience which relates to the concept of hidden curriculum learning. So this is what you can see the value education in our country. So through the value education, we have to inculcate the human values, because human values plays a very vital role. Without so now let us focus here to the human values. So, for a positive attitude towards the environment, the use of some study sources like textbooks can play an important role. So, human value is the assets that can guide people to consider the human element while interacting with each other. Means human values cannot be learned only by reading the textbooks. That has to be there, or that has to be imparted when we are connecting with each other, and that is why human element is the most important part of the human values. Then again, there is a social value. There is a huge potential in social value to help us change the way we understand the world around us. So social values in each country are protected by society. Social value can be learned from the society basically. The most common examples of the social values are self-control, brotherhood, honesty, love, and faith. So these all parameters can be learned from the society, and these are the most important parameters of the social values. Then again, religious value is there. So religious values are informed by one's religion. So religions contribute to the development of psychological religious values. These values rose by the inborn emotions of the human being. The rules, status, and the principles of each religion have their own value. So as we know, depending upon religion, every religion has their own value, and then they are just inculcating in their own ways. So no ways are common with each religions. And then again, the professional value. Professional value means simply how to behave at a workplace. So building professionalism towards the work is counted in a professional value of principle or the people. Each profession, either it is regular, temporary, sincere, or any else, has got its own independent values. So this is what we know the value system in our higher education system. Now another part is here like a environmental education. So that helps the learners to study the sustainable future. So sustainable future matters a lot. If sustainable development is not there, then as we know the how we may face the problem. As like we know, we are aware about the plastic waste, e-waste, how glaciers are getting melted, Then ozone depletion, so CFC. So these all are the problems. Why? It is because of the lack of environmental education, and that is why environmental education becomes the integral part of every syllabus nowadays. So this is really important. And then again, that helps to develop a deeper understanding of our environmental issues and to make important decisions to resolve them. So as you may be knowing, there were certain movement like Chipko movement and all like. So that helps to get a better protection of the environment. So then again, you may be knowing International Union of Conservation of Nature (IUCN) was formalized the environment education concept for the first time in 1970 at a meeting in Nevada, USA, and then from then it is just coming into every country. Then the objective or the aim of the environmental education, or as you may be knowing, some number one is the knowledge. So for the basic understanding of the environment and its various challenges, so knowledge must be there. Without knowledge, we cannot understand the environment and we cannot proceed with the challenges associated with the environment. Then the awareness. So for the awareness and sensitivity to the environment and the environmental challenges. Then the skills one of the major components of environmental education to identify the environmental challenges and to resolve them. Then again the attitude to collect the values, again here KSS, to collect the values and feeling in regard to the environment and for participating in improvement and the protection activities of the environment. So only knowledge, awareness, skill and attitude not sufficient, but we must have the participation, active participation for the protection of the environment and for the resolution of various environmental problems, encouraging the citizens to take involvement in the benefit of the environment. So every citizen has to involve into the better means for the better environment. Now, so this is what just we tried to learn number of aspects related to the higher education system. Now again we were just trying to discuss about the national education policy. आपण त्याविषयी खूप सगळी चर्चा करण्याचा प्रयत्न केलाय, पण तरी पण आपण next 15-20 minutes we'll try to discuss on national education policy 2020. कारण की सगळ्यांना सांगतोय मी, there must be some questions based on NEP 2020. There must be, I am using the word must here, आणि म्हणूनच सगळ्यांनी ते करणं गरजेचं आहे. And again here you can see how the major transformational reforms in education sector is going to happen. So as per the national education policy. So because of this policy, as you may be knowing, the structure of education is going to change. There is a huge changes in the structure of education. As you may be knowing, now we are having the structure of education like initially nursery, then like a KG1, KG2, then like a first standard to fourth standard, then fifth to eighth, ninth and tenth is board. Again 12th is board we are having. Then we are just categorized into arts, commerce, science and vocational education. Then after 12th, as we know, we are having 3-year degree as well as somewhere 4-year degree. And then we go for the post graduation. So like for some post graduation is of 2 years, some is of 3 years. And then again we go for the doctoral program, and we are having some MPhil degree and some PhD degrees also. But as per the new education policy, this complete system will change. There won't be any board examination. So the means till 8 there is a schooling, and after 8 the 9 to 12th that can be considered as an intermediate level. And the first board examination will be given by the student in the 12th standard. So that is what we can see here. Then after that you can see after the 12th standard the educational degree would be of will be of 4 years. And again there will be multiple exit, like if students will do for 1 year, then they may get the certificate. If they go for 2 year, then they may get the diploma. If they goes for 4 year, then they means if they go for 4 year, then they may be awarded the degree. And again, the fourth year will be considering as like means there will be some research component, or in some of the education pattern there will be some like education component. So in that way, the degree structure would be there. And if some students will do their 4 year degree, then they have to do their post graduation only for 1 year. But those who are pursuing their degree for 3 years, then they have to do their post graduation for the four like a 2 year. So that is what the structure proposed as per the NEP 2020. And again, that post graduation followed by the doctoral program. And again, in some cases, so the government is going to, or the university is going to allow the students of graduate to enroll for PhDs also. If they have done some basic research methodology in their curriculum, then they must be eligible to enter for the, or enter or enroll for the PhD programs also. So that is what the proposed structure as per NEP 2020. So let us see how the evolution of education policy is there. So we can some of the thing, or most of the things are nothing but a revision of what we learn till now. So here you can see after independence how the educational reformation has been carried out in our country. तर सगळ्यात पहिलं बघू शकतो आपण युनिव्हर्सिटी एज्युकेशन कमिशन. That is just you can see established, I mean that was there from 1948 to 49. Then again, another education commission was there. They called it as a secondary education commission, and the era of that secondary education commission was from 1952 to 53. After that, the major reform was carried out in our education system through the intervention, or through the committee report of the Dr. D.S. Kothari. So we called it the Kothari Commission. So that was in between the 1964 to 66. And again, followed by this D.S. Kothari Commission, the National Policy on Education came into the picture in 1968. So that was the first education policy in your country. Then again, that 42nd Constitutional Amendment that was carried out in 1976, and again they have added education in concurrent list. As I was saying, why education is in concurrent list? So there are three different lists as per the constitution. So one is a state list, another one is a central list, and third one is a concurrent. And concurrent list means which is that the education is the responsibility of the state government as well as the central government, and that is why it is added into the concurrent list. So that is only because of the 42nd Constitutional Amendment that was done in 1976. After that, the National Policy on Education (NPE) came into existence in 1986. Then again, that was NPE was modified in 1992. So you must remember the years also. There may be some questions based on that. So then again, NPE 1986 modified in 1992. Then again, TSR Subramaniam Committee report. So they got in 2016. Then again, as you know, the last one is the Dr. K. Kasturirangan Committee report. And because of this Dr. K. Kasturirangan Committee report, there is a National Education Policy 2020. So that is the most important chronology in the education system of India. So you must remember the year, you must remember the name, because there must be some question based on this all chronology. So chronology has to be followed by you while studying this particular topic. Now here you can see, already we have seen this. Let us see. Yeah. So now let us see on NEP 2020 consultation process. Now how that policy came into the picture. So now that we are not discussing too much. here. So, but here last statement is most important. Parliamentary Standing Committee on HRD has given consent on like a 7th November 2019 to implement the NEP 2020. So, as per the NEP 2020, now let us see what major reforms are suggested in higher education. So, it is suggested that 50% gross enrollment ratio by 2035. So, 50% gross enrollment ratio by 2035. That is what the target. Then again, holistic and multidisciplinary education, flexibility of the subjects. If some students feel one of the subject is difficult, then they can left that subject and then they can take their subject of choice. So in that way, there is a flexibility. Then again, the multiple entry, multiple exit. As I told you, certificate, diploma, degree, or anytime they can exit the course, or again within some stipulated duration they can re-enter into the course. So that is what the freedom student have as per the NEP. Then again, as already I told you, UG program is of 3 or 4 year, and the degree name would be like liberal arts or the liberal science. Then PG program is of 1 or 2 year. Why it is of 1 or 2 year, that also I told you. Then integrated 5 year bachelor's or the master's. So BSMS program like that, you may be knowing that is this type of the programs are always already run by the ISERs, Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research. So they are having the BSMS program for 5 year, or the like BSMS PhD integrated program for typical durations also. Then MPhil to be discontinued. There won't be any MPhil degree afterwards. Then credit transfer and academic bank of credits. So easily credit can be transferred from one university to another university. Then again, the academic bank of credit would be there, where your credit will be deposited, and once you have gained the required credit to get or to grant the degree, then your degree will be granted. And again, there is a flexibility or the freedom. काही freedom का flexibility आहे. If you do some courses from the MOOC or the SWAYAM NPTEL, then that credit will also added into your ABC, Academic Bank of Credits, and that will gives you due advantage to accomplish your degree. So that is what the credit transfer policy as per the NEP. Then HEIs, research intensive, teaching intensive universities and the autonomous degree granting colleges. So this is what the category of the higher education institutions would be there. So the one kind of the institutions, they will be focusing on the research. They have major focus on research. Another kind of the universities would be there, that is that must be focused towards the teaching, and then it will be considered a teaching intensive universities. And the third one is the autonomous degree granting colleges. So in that way, only three types of the educational institutions would be there, and then they will be working for the betterment of society. Then again, another kind of the like a universities proposed, that is they called as a MERU, Model Multidisciplinary Education and Research University. So in or near every district, and it is proposed in or near every district, one university in every district, they called as a MERU, Model Multidisciplinary Education and Research University. They will be also game changer in terms of the education system. So this is what kind of the system we can see or we can witness in India as per the education as per the education system. So let us take break of 2-3 minutes. Hello. Let us come back and see what we have done. तर आपण बघत होतो की जसं जे काही मेजर रिफॉर्म्स आहे इन हायर एज्युकेशन ऍज पर द NEP 2020 त्यातला एक महत्वाचा रिफॉर्म आपण बघितला की मेरू लाईक अ मॉडेल मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी एज्युकेशन अँड रिसर्च युनिव्हर्सिटी. तर आणि ते प्रत्येक डिस्ट्रिक्टमध्ये किंवा प्रत्येक डिस्ट्रिक्टच्या जवळ एक, तसं छोटा डिस्ट्रिक्ट असेल तर मे बी 2 डिस्ट्रिक्ट मिळून एक. तर अशा पद्धतीचे पण जे काही एज्युकेशनल इन्स्टिट्यूशन्स आहे दॅट इज वॉट प्रपोज ऍज पर द NEP 2020. त्यानंतर अदर रिफॉर्म जसे की ग्रेडेड ऑटोनॉमी, अकॅडमिक, ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव्ह अँड फायनान्शियल. So it depends ki how the institutions expect to have the autonomy. If they wish like academic, then they must be going for the academic or the administrative and financial also. Like in phasing out affiliation system in 15 years. Now, as you may be knowing, every educational institutions is affiliated to the state or central university. So that government want to phase out this affiliating system, and every institutions will be converted into degree granting institutions. So in that way they will become the autonomy, and autonomous institutions will have power to grant the degree. म्हणजे त्यांना त्यांचा डिग्री ग्रँट करण्याचा अधिकार सुद्धा असेल. Then again, national mission on mentoring. Then again, independent board of governors for every institutions. Then single regulator for a higher education, excluding legal and medical. So online self-disclosure based transparent system for approvals in place of inspections. आपण जसं बघतो आपल्याकडे वेगवेगळ्या कमिटीज येतात, लोकल इन्क्वायरी कमिटी, LEC किंवा जे काही. तर इन्स्टेड ऑफ दिस ऑल सिस्टम देअर मस्ट बी ऑनलाईन सेल्फ डिस्क्लोजर बेस्ड ट्रान्सपरंट सिस्टम फॉर अप्रुव्हल्स. देन कॉमन नॉर्म्स फॉर पब्लिक अँड प्रायव्हेट HEIs. म्हणजे जे काही आपल्याला माहिती आहे की पब्लिक म्हणजे गव्हर्नमेंट, हायर एज्युकेशन इन्स्टिट्यूशन आणि प्रायव्हेट. Now the norms are somewhat different, but there will be common norms for both. Private philanthropic partnership will be promoted. Then fee fixation within a broad regulatory framework. Then again, public investment in education sector to reach 6% of GDP at the earliest. So that is also there, that is proposed as per the NEP 2020. Then again, another reform you can see here, National Research Foundation is proposed as per the NEP NRF. So to have the better research in our country. Then internationalization of education, आपण काल परवाच बघितलं की UGC ने एक पब्लिक नोटीस लॉन्च केलेला आहे की म्हणजे तुमच्या ज्या काही प्रतिक्रिया द्यायच्या असेल तर तुम्ही ते देऊ शकता. देन इंटिग्रेशन ऑफ वोकेशनल, टीचर अँड प्रोफेशनल एज्युकेशन. म्हणजे या तिन्ही एज्युकेशनला एकत्र कसं आणता येईल त्याविषयी सुद्धा चर्चा करताय, म्हणजे ऍज पर NEP 2020. The setting up of the new quality HEIs has been made easier. So that is also there. The standalone HEIs and professional education institutions will evolve into the multidisciplinary. So standalone HEIs and professional education institutions will evolve into the multidisciplinary. Then special education zone for disadvantaged regions. That is also proposed, like a SAGE for special economic zone, like that. Here the government has proposed a special education zone for the disadvantaged regions. The National Institute for Pali, Persian and Prakrit. So they want to promote these languages, government want to promote. The National Education Technology Forum, NET. Then again, MHRD to be renamed as a Ministry of Education. ते आपण बघितलंय already, it has been done. Now there is no MHRD, there is a Ministry of Education. Again, focus on literature and scientific vocabulary of Indian languages करतात आहे government. Language faculty must be there, research and language. There's strengthening national institutes for promotion of classical languages and literature. त्यावरती सुद्धा गव्हर्नमेंट काम करत आहे. Awareness of our Indian knowledge systems किंवा traditional system, TKD, educational knowledge, TKS. तर त्यावरती सुद्धा गव्हर्नमेंट काम करतं. लोकविद्या, school or school complexes to have artists in residence. And minimum human interface. आता आपण बघतोय की ठीक आहे एज्युकेशनल इन्स्टिट्यूशन्स मध्ये यूज ऑफ टेक्नॉलॉजी आहे बट नॉट मतलब ॲज फोर सो दॅट अगेन वॉन्ट टू असेस फॉर डिसएडवांटेज ग्रुप्स like a Divyang friendly education must be there. So that plays a very vital role. Then national community TF, then digitally. So let us see the structure of education is like 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Curricular and pedagogical structure आपण जसं बघितलं की इन कम्पॅरिझन विथ व्हॉट वी हॅव एक्झिस्टिंग आणि त्यात कसे रिफॉर्मेशन होतील तर दॅट इज व्हॉट वी कॅन सी हिअर. Then like a curriculum to integrate 21st century skills, mathematical thinking and scientific temper. So that is also proposed. Then again, no rigid separation between arts and science, between curricular and extracurricular activities, between vocational and academic streams. Then again, here we can see education of gifted children like a gender inclusion fund, ज्याला आपण LGBT community and all like that. So there should not be any kind of discrimination for them also. Then KGBVs up to grade 12, then the reduction in curriculum to core concepts, vocational integration from the class 6 onwards. So these are again some of the aspects proposed by the NEP 2020. Again here you can see some of the major aspects like new national curriculum framework for ECE, school teachers and adult education. So that is also proposed here. Then the board examination will be low stakes based on knowledge application. Likewise, what government is trying to reduce or trying to get rid from the tuition culture. So that is what government want to stop, and for that the exam board examination will be based on the knowledge application. And again, medium of instruction till at least grade 5 and preferably till grade 8 and beyond in home languages, mother tongue or the regional languages. तर आपण बघतोय की आपल्याकडे त्याचं फार कमी आहे की रिजनल लँग्वेजेस किंवा होम लँग्वेजेस मध्ये. तर दॅट इज व्हॉट प्रपोज ॲज पर द NEP. Then again, 360 degree holistic progress card of the child. So how child it will be measured through 360 degree. So means not only by their only curriculum, but the extracurricular activities, co-curricular activities will also be added in their progress card. Then again, tracking students progress for achieving learning outcomes. And then again, national assessment center is there, they called as a parak. Again, NTA to offer common entrance examination for admissions to HEI. Already we know the NTA how they are playing their major role to conduct various examinations like JEE, QNET is also conducted by the NTA. Then book promotion policy and digital libraries. Then transparent online self-disclosure for the public oversight. And so this is what some of the technical aspects of this particular policy. So you can read this document in detail. I will share, and again it is also available on internet in all the languages like Hindi, English, Marathi. So you can read this particular document really, so that we can get more insight about this. आणि जास्तीत जास्त आपल्याला माहिती पडतील. So this is what again some of the aspects teachers to be prepared for assessment reforms by 2023. Then again, inclusive and equitable education system by 2030. So every child will come out of school adept in at least one skill. Common standards of the learning in public and private schools. That is what proposed. So friends, this is what the some of the parameters or the aspects of the National Education Policy 2020. So we tried to discuss some of the aspects about NEP, and we have covered more or less the topics which we wanted to cover from this particular topic, chapter 10. So we'll cover a remaining portion in next class by tomorrow. So now let us spend next 10 minutes for question and answer. So I am waiting for question and answer. So please, if you have any question, you can ask. So thank you so much, Bharti. Thank you so much all the aspirants of NET and SET for spending times, and again having a great discussions through the chat also. So thank you everyone. Thank you so much. Over to Bharti.